How you doing, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here, and today's video is on the Yamaha DTXHP587 hybrid pack. This DTX hybrid pack is a really good starter set if you're just new to hybrid drumming and you want to start making some extra sounds with your acoustic kit and add the electronics in. You get 4 triggers with this hybrid pack. You get 2 DT20 piezo type triggers. I have one on the kick drum and one on the snare drum. You get 2 pads with this setup. The one I have here next to my rack tom and in between my hi-hat is a TP70 rubberized pad. And over here on my right side next to my ride is an XP80 dual trigger pad. You get the DTX502 sound module, which I have mounted underneath my hi-hat right here. And it's a great way to get started with hybrid drumming. Hybrid drumming means you're going to add to the sound of your acoustic drum kit already. You want to hear both things, okay? You're going to embellish those sounds. So since I just have kick and snare on this particular pack, let me give you some examples of what I mean by embellishing the sound of those drums. And let me play you a basic groove, kick, snare, and hi-hat, acoustic sounds only. This is a really nice acoustic drum kit. This is the Yamaha Absolute Hybrid Maple Drum Kit. Really nice feeling, great looking, and great sounding. Now let me add the kick and snare triggers back into the sound and give you an example. For that example, I was using a kit called Maple Custom inside the DTX502, and it's acoustic sound. So again, it's just embellishing the kick drum and the snare, adding some low end and a little bit of crack to the snare drum. Let me give you some other examples with maybe some crazier sounds. By the way, I want to tell you that I'm using an app, the DTX502 app, on my iPhone. You can use it on any iOS device. iPads are great because you get a bigger screen, but I only have the iPhone here, and it totally controls everything inside the DTX502 brain. It's a great way to, it makes it a lot easier to control the 502. All I have to do is scroll with my finger over here and I can change kits. So now I went to Electric Dub Kit number 1. Let's see what the kick and snare sound like with this sound. It's actually a lot of fun to hear the different sounds coming off of your acoustic drums, because normally, we're used to hearing the acoustic drums by themselves, those tones. But adding the electronic sounds on top of them while you're still playing your acoustic drums is really fun and very inspiring. You can really take your creativity to a much higher level. Let's hear another example right now. Let me give you a little trick about using piezo-style triggers on your drums, like the ones that come with the 502 here. Instead of mounting the triggers on the head of the drum, I suggest you try mounting the triggers on the shell of the drums. Just like I have on the kick drum here, it's just off the rim, an inch maybe. Same with the snare drum here, it's just below the rim of the snare drum. You still get all of the feel, and the trigger reacts exactly the same, except it actually eliminates and takes down some of the crosstalk. Crosstalk is when you hit one trigger and another sound goes off. Like if I hit the kick drum, but you'd hear the snare drum sound, that kind of thing. That's called crosstalk. And mounting the triggers on the shells actually takes away a lot of that crosstalk. It alleviates that problem quite a bit. It's a really cool little trick I learned a long time ago. One other little tip to give you when you're playing with triggers on your drums is for your technique. You don't want to change it altogether, of course, but when you're playing with triggers, I suggest you play with a little more preciseness, especially in your left hand or your backbeat hand. You don't want to use too many ghost strokes or light strokes in that backbeat hand because triggers are finicky things. They work really well and they're awfully cool, but they are finicky, and sometimes if you do a little bit of a soft stroke, it might misread the stroke and make a louder sound than you intended. So if you play with that preciseness, just nice solid backbeats with your backbeat hand, it'll go a long way to make a nice, clean sounding drum groove with triggers. Let me give you a few quick details about the drum module that comes with this hybrid pack. It's the DTX502. It's the same module that comes in the DTX542 full electronic drum kit. It has 8 trigger inputs on the back. Now, I'm only using 4 with the hybrid pack, so obviously you could plug in 4 other triggers. You could trigger your toms, you can get more pads. Go hog wild with triggers if you want to in this setup. The drum module comes with well over 600 sounds. There's space in there to store 50 of your own user presets. It has reverb, EQ, all kinds of great sounds from electronic drums, acoustic drums, crazy sound effects, a lot of melodic voices as well. And a really cool feature is that you can upload your own waves, your own samples, your own backing tracks, and store them inside the DTX as well. And since the DTX502 has a USB connection on the back of the box, you can get the Yamaha DTX502 Touch app like I have here and control all of the features of the 502 with your iOS device, and that's a really cool feature. All right, before we finish off this video today, let me tell you about the speakers I have here to my left. This is the DXR10 and the DXS12. A great solution for hybrid drumming. Now, in my experience, a lot of drummers, when they want to go down the road of hybrid drumming, they don't think about how they're going to hear the sounds. Now, of course, you could do all of this stuff on headphones, but the point about having a hybrid set is to actually hear your acoustic drums and the electronic sounds at the same time. And I really recommend, if the budget will allow, of course, to get something like this because you'll be very glad you did. If you're going to take a setup to a permanent setup, like a house of worship gig or a club where you're going to have your setup there every time, you're going to want to have your own speaker system. That way you'll be able to get used to it, dial it in. You'll know what it's going to sound like every time you sit behind the kit. You can even, this is a very portable solution as well. If you're going to take hybrid drums out with your band and go to a rock club at night, you can easily take these 2 speakers out, plug them in, and you'll have your sound wherever you go. The speaker on top here is 700 watts, the sub is 600 watts, so there's plenty of power to get really loud. And these speakers aren't made just for drums. This is a regular PA system because really there's not a lot of solutions for electronic drums and speaker systems. There just isn't. Maybe in the future more will come along, but Yamaha makes a great little package here. Definitely encourage you to check it out when you're going to go down this hybrid road. And there you have it, everybody. This is the Yamaha DTXHP587 hybrid pack. 2 piezo triggers, 2 pads, the great DTX502 drum module. Add some great sounds to your acoustic drums. It's a lot of fun to do. It's very inspiring. You can really take your creativity to a much higher level. I definitely encourage you to check it out. If you want any more information about this Yamaha product, these Yamaha speakers like I told you about, or any other Yamaha product, just contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks a lot for watching.